Hello, it's Ricardo and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. Well, it is indeed update day, with the servers having been down since 8 o'clock this morning. Update 18.04 is to be with us, and with that comes a host of patch notes. Everyone's probably sick to the hind teeth now of hearing about changes to the store, cost increases, new pre-built ships, and obviously the Python Mk2. But what else is going to be put into that update? What's Frontier going to pop in there? Hopefully some quality of life, hopefully some hot fixes, and of course the content we've all been hearing so much about. Let's take a look. Yes, folks, the update notes and patch notes are actually with us now. They didn't release them as quickly as what they usually did in regards to the Frontier updates. They said they're going to be released upon the release of the update, which doesn't give people an awful lot of time to see what's going on inside the game. Anyway, that makes absolutely no difference because the notes are here and we're going to go through them. So first off, Frontier make a big thing that 18.04 now being available does showcase its newest Elite Dangerous spacecraft, that being the Python Mk2. And the features of note come straight in with the fact that the Python Mk2 has been added into the game, along in two variants, with the Python Mk2 Stellar with the lovely claret, Venom claret paint job, and the Python Mk2 as standard. Also accompanying those are also the first three of the pre-built ships, which are the Exploration Jumpstart Diamondback Explorer, the AX Combat Jumpstart Alliance Chieftain, and the Laser Mining Jumpstart Type 6. And they also go on then to mention about the in-game lore around Achilles Aerospace and their additional research that they have done on the Supercruise Overcharge. Now, for those of you who've been watching the streams of all content creators in the partnership program, you would have noticed that the SEO frameshift drives are now available in different ratings. Ratings E, which is the worst one, to A, which is the best one, and sizes 2 all the way through 7, with varying specializations, they say, are now available at many markets across the galaxy. Engineers can now apply the faster boot sequence, the shielded and increased range modifications to the SEO frameshift drives, which is great. So not only do you have the ability to go zoom when you're in system, you're also going to get, hopefully, a little bit of extra jump range. All existing frameshift drive experimental effects can now be engineered on those SEO frameshift drives. So that's all good news for commanders. We did originally hear that that was not going to be the case, but it seems that, well, the cat's out the bag, so why were they going to hang on to it? Let's put it that way. The safety limits on SEO frameshift drive jump ranges have been lifted. Okay, so please enjoy the best frameshift drives humanity has ever produced. Well, we're certainly going to have a little look at that and see if it differs from what we saw on the test server. Okay, Supercruise Overcharge balance. There's a little bit of a note here that's worthwhile mentioning. Heat generation has been reduced on most ships, notably making ships with low heat capabilities more manageable. Great. Heat generation has been fixed on the Dolphin and Diamondback Scout. Now, who is a Diamondback Scout? Like, is anyone going to notice? Come on. I'm sure there are people out there and commanders who do run a Diamondback Scout. I applaud you. I really do. So there are no longer run exceptionally cold issues going on when using Supercruise Overcharge. That was obviously what it was. The Diamondback Scout and the Dolphin was running super cold. Well, that would have been a good benefit of actually having people to use those ships, wouldn't it, really? But hey, whatever. That's what they've done. So they've added a full black and white variant of the Titan Destroyed decals. So this is the issue where the decals were coming out. Those particular decals were not already seen on certain paint jobs you had on your ship, so they got black and white ones, which is great. So there's bugs and adjustments that have been done. They mention again, the SCO heat generation being tied to the frame rate is now being fixed, which is great. This is where that if you ran your game in 30 frames per second, the heat wouldn't increase as fast as it normally would. So it'd be great to see in game what exactly they've done and tweaked on that. Have they put it down so the heat goes down to the level it was at 30 frames per second if you're running at 60, or has it gone the other way around where you're just going to cook yourself if you hit it? I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. So anyway, they've adjusted it. The teammate navlock can no longer be used with a SCO to teleport unintentionally long distances, but by pure power of friendship you can still come to a quick halt without taking damage. So what they mean here is that when people were using the team navlock and someone was using SCO, it was dragging everybody else along with them. So that's not the case now. So they fixed a crash as well when running out of fuel with the SCO active on an Anaconda. I didn't actually test that out, so that'd be interesting to see what that, what sort of crash it was, what sort of error level. If you know, let me know in the comments if you found out what that was. They fixed an instance of a crash while engaging Titans in solo instances. Anything they can do with shoring up the Titan experience in regards to instancing is great. Now in a solo instance, you would have thought it would have worked perfectly fine. Oh well, what do we know? They fixed the Supercruise Overcharge unavailable statistic not being listed for FS drive modules in some user interfaces. Okay, so how did you know if you had it or you didn't? Well, I suppose it had SCO written next to the frameshift drive, I would say. I mean, I don't think that's a big thing, but they've done it anyway, so that's great. They fixed non-localized text appearing for ship names in the session logs when selling a stored ship, and they've also fixed not enough fuel to maintain overcharge emergency dropping appearing overly frequently on the info panel. Well, I certainly had that. On the art department, they've also been busy, where they fixed the Python's heat vents not glowing correctly. Okay. And they fixed some ships' thrusters sometimes glowing when not in flight. They've adjusted the Titan destroyed decals to stop it getting cut off by the geometry on certain ships. Fantastic. And the wireframe gold paint jobs have been adjusted to improve their metallic appearance. Wireframe gold paint jobs. Interesting. Let's take a look at that. And then, finally, the icon for the Mamba gold paint job has been fixed to more accurately represent the paint job. How many times can you say the words paint job in that sentence? So the big thing here is, yes, some bug adjustments. Yes, they're releasing the Supercruise Overcharge modules E to A. And then we've also got the pre-built ships as well. In all, good stuff. I don't think we can really complain about any of that. I'm sure people are going to be complaining about the cost of all the cosmetic items in the store. I know some people have been complaining about that. There's been no additional information other than it has just happened. One thing they do say as well, they've adjusted the module prices of the C-class modules in line with the new suite of available frameshift drives. So because there's more different ranges of classes and sizes now, the Class C has been appropriately priced. So that's very interesting to note as well. Are you going to get the Python Mk2 in Stellar for 33,000 odd arcs? Or are you going to get the Python Mk2 Standard for 16,000 odd arcs? Are you going to get the new pre-built ship packs? Or are you going to wait till August and the Python Mk2 becomes available in-game for hard-earned galactic credits? It's a tricky one, isn't it? What are we going to do? Who knows? Well, let me know in the comments if you're going to be splurging the arcs or waiting to splurge the credits, or just you've had enough and the price increases have really done it for you this time. I've been Ricardo. Thanks very much for watching this Elite Dangerous 18.04 update note breakdown. I hope you enjoyed it. See you soon.